Hello, and welcome to another episode of Telling Everybody Everything. It is October 1st, hence the new autumnal short burgundy nails that I decided to get just before we started the podcast. This is probably my last opportunity to get nails before the baby comes, and Violet did say, please get pink and manifest a girl, which I think was really toxic. Actually, I did put on Instagram, I was influenced these adorable knit jumpers from a company called Shrimps that I like, and I think they're definitely sustainable because Sarah Pascoe wears a lot of shrimps historically. And I said, should I get this even though I don't know what the gender is? Because they're quite like girly cardigans. And my DMs were flooded with like sex, not gender. And I was like, all right, okay. Well, I don't know the sex or the gender. So go fuck yourself. Bobby is a guest on today's podcast.
Hello.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm pretty good, thank you. Thanks for having me on again.
You are a very popular guest.
Sometimes, yeah.
Do you know, I think people's marriages are in shambles because...
Where are you going with this?
Who was it? Someone lovely. Oh, my brain is like mashed potato. But some lovely, lovely woman said to me the other day, we met her while we were out and about, and she said, I love listening to you and Bobby on the podcast because the way you speak to each other really calms my central nervous system. I love listening to how kind and like calm you are with each other. And we are healing something in this woman's inner child.
Well, that's nice to hear. I wish her well going forward. And, you know, we do kind of have a nice calming banter, even, you know, off podcast, which feels nice to me as well. So I'm glad maybe it comes across that way to others.
We just have a calm household.
Yeah, for the most part, except for obviously the children.
Yeah,
all three of them.
Even they, I think, are calm. My dad was saying about the fourth baby. He was like, oh, it was so loud with you girls growing up. It's going to be a loud house. And I was like, where were you? Because it was not a loud house. My parents didn't yell at each other, but there was like palpable hostility, like days of silence, which was pretty loud. But the girls and I didn't like scream. And yeah, our kids will play and shout. But overall, when I think of our home, I just think of like, I think we're quiet. I think we're cozy. I think we're peaceful. Don't you?
Compared to others, maybe, yeah. You might be right.
I just haven't been in other houses.
Mine was certainly loud.
Yeah.
A lot of fighting. But there's still a lot of that to possibly come on the horizon.
Oh my God, yeah.
So,
Fenna Grace is going to...
When the teenagers start teenaging, you know, who knows?
Your sisters were one time asking me about my sisters, and they were telling me stories about like beating each other with hair dryers and stuff.
Oh, there was like plates, knives thrown,
Jesus
objects
Christ.
thrown, like holes in walls, punches into walls. Yeah, there's a lot of, you know, four of us fighting, like yelling, wrestling. Yeah.
I don't want that with the kids, but I do think Fenna Grace will throw knives at some point. So.
Yeah, there's potential. It could be happening right now. We don't know.
Well, I've been promoting the Real Housewives of London reunion. If you're not watching the Real Housewives of London, get on board. It comes out exclusively on Hey You every Monday. You can access it in Australia and in Canada. And soon it will be all over the world because it's just what housewives always wanted to be. London has the opulence, the elegance, the aristocracy, the wealth. I realized in some of my press tour yesterday for the reunion, which I'm hosting, that people were, I'm so dumb.
People were...
I don't know. And then my mind just goes blank.
Like, what do you mean people? Like...
people asking me something about
like
Real Housewives.
Or like press?
London. I don't know. But eventually where I was going with it is...
The show sounds incredible, by the way. You got to tune in. It's going to be one hell of a tell-all if anyone remembers how to speak. That would be great.
It was really good. It was really good before my brain went to mush. But people were asking like, oh, when I first saw that you were announced as the reunion host, I thought you were a housewife. Would you go on Real Housewives? And I was like, I could not compete with the energy. And also, what if you had like a Real Housewives of female comedians? We do not argue. We would just be like, you look great today. You look great today. Let's talk about, you know.
Yeah, you'd struggle to find something to differ on opinions because they're all kind of similar, not exactly the same, but you guys kind of all share the same basic belief system.
We're too calm, and hopefully we'd be funny. Like if Ashling's around, she's just so funny all the time. Roisin, like no, it's not possible for something to come
We
out
should
of
do
her mouth.
like a Housewives, like comedians
No.
thing, and then it's like fun maybe, and like people are like, oh wow,
Listen,
it's too late, or do you need the drama? Is that what sells?
this Housewives is fun, and it's like escapism into this different world. It's fucking amazing. So I've loved promoting the Housewives. But anyway, I forgot where I was going with that. Like I really am disabled at this point, and I don't mean offense to anyone with a brain injury, but I feel like pregnancy is one for me. Speaking of injuries, Bobby, this is, you're always a welcome guest on the show, but your chief reason for the appearance this afternoon is you've had a recent sports injury.
Yes.
Would you please walk me through some of the most serious sports injuries that you've had in your career up until that point?
Sure. I've had 3 knee surgeries. So like when I was 19, 20, 21, I had like consecutive years of knee surgeries trying to get on the same knee, trying to get it right. So I like tweaked it, and then I did it, and then I tweaked it again. So I tidied it up finally. And then I had a pretty good...
Wait, is that normal to have, like who did that? A Sarnia doctor?
Yeah.
Oh God, it wasn't Duncan.
It was.
He's a great orthopedic surgeon.
He did nothing wrong. So like he tried to fix it, didn't work, and then I fully blew it out, and that fixed it. And then there was just a little bit of like cartilage still hanging around and like clicking. So I needed to go in and operate one last time to like tidy it up. I'm like, all right, this is the last time I'm going to try this. And then anyways, I had a good run. And then I had like 4 or 5 years university, played afterwards as well. And then not too bad. And then recently just kind of back problems just from the children, like carrying them, sleeping with them in little tiny beds on the floor, wherever.
I don't think your back problems, if I could interject, I don't think your back problems stem exclusively from the children. I think that you have, well, and spoiler alert, you are also a guest on my other podcast, Series 2 just dropped yesterday, of What's My Age Again. We have a bunch of incredible guests, G.K. Barry, Katie Piper, Natalie Cassidy, Alan Davis, Bobby Kutstra. We talk about inflammation a lot on that podcast. I think surely playing American football,
Well, there would be...
your back got hurt.
Yeah, but growing up, that was never a problem, like up until late 30s, and then children, and then golfing. So I think a problem as well with the golf is I still swing so like vicious that I need to like find a new swing if I want to like continue playing when I'm older. And then the children, picking them up, and all the weird sleeps and everything like that.
A senior's tour swing.
Yeah, I need to just slow it down, nice and like calm and relaxed instead of trying to hit it, off the face of the earth.
Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, and that will maybe help further my golf career.
Okay.
So that's kind of been the extent of it for the last while, just back stuff. But then I was in Canada like a week ago, and I went golfing. And my lovely friend, we took a boat to the golf course, which is kind of cool. Take our clubs on the boat, drive to the golf club, play around a golf. On the way back, we're like, oh, let's stop. We'll have a swim in the lake. And then
Were you guys drinking?
no, like a little bit.
It might have helped to be
Like
more
honestly,
nimble.
nobody was like drunk, and I wasn't. I had like
Yeah.
2 beers throughout the day.
But you'd just been on a flight. You have previous injuries. You played a whole round of golf.
But I played amazing as well.
Yeah,
So I was
okay.
like, everyone was feeling really good. It's like, all right, let's go back. And then we jumped in the ocean, in the lake. And it was so like refreshing and invigorating. Will's like, you know what we should do? This is my friend. You should go water skiing on these children's skis. I'm like, that is a great idea.
And you always go balls to the walls with sports. So like if we're on holiday, if there's some extracurricular activity that you can do, you can't just do it a bit.
I know. And this is why I can't play like football any longer, is because, again, I go 110%. I can't just like...
Didn't you hurt
coast
yourself
around.
at comedians
I
football
did
too?
hurt myself at comedians football. And that's the last time I did anything like kind of hardcore. But I did go water skiing in Dubai, injury-free. Like
In adult water skis.
In adult water skis, yes. With a proper driver as well.
So
Of the watercraft.
Okay, so you've got Will at the helm of the boat.
Yep.
He's got his 7-year-old's water skis.
His friend's 7-year-old water skis, yeah. Children's water skis.
Fine.
So which are very small. And yeah, we have one other guy, the spotter. And he pitched the idea, and I thought, that sounds like it could really, cap the wonderful day that we're having before we go and have a good barbecue.
Great.
Anyways, I jump in, sunglasses on, because I've never not gotten up on water skis before. So sunglasses on.
Were you the first one? No one's skiing before you.
No one's skiing. I'm the only one skiing. Sure. I'm the most accomplished, apparently, water skier of the crew. Yeah. So I jump in, shades on, confidence flying high, and then right away I like get pulled up, and then my like one leg drags because of the skis, I'm sure, and the bad driving, and then I just feel like a pop my groin. I just knew it was going to be bad. So
a pop,
like you can just feel it pop. You can almost hear it. Feels like it's like popping out of its like socket, like your leg, but it's your groin.
So describe this pop a bit more for people who don't do sports, because I don't really understand.
It just feels like a pop. Like,
and it's not pain?
It feels like your leg is being detached in a way from your pelvis. It's just like a...
And you felt pops before during other injuries?
Just my knee.
Your knee also pops?
Yeah, that was like a ligament thing. But anyways, I'm aware of this injury, and like hamstrings, you can pop a hamstring. You can pop a lot of different muscles, and you feel it pop.
But it's not painful, it's just...
It is.
Oh.
But like you're kind of in shock. So I didn't get up, lost my sunglasses, but again, I had to get up. So I, after the pop groin, continued on with the water skiing activities.
What?
Yeah, I had to try it again. But I didn't have a lot of power, and then so I tried, got up. Anyways, I was done. I was sore and like started to get like shivers and stuff, and I couldn't get...
Shivers?
Yeah, it just felt strange.
Oh no. So like your body is doing
it's
something.
It's just like, my body's going through some type of crisis. And I couldn't even lift myself up onto the boat because I couldn't lift my legs. So I had to get like dragged up like I was lost at sea type of person.
That type.
I just felt sad because the day was going so well.
Yeah. And what's going through your mind now? You just know...
I'm just like, I know this is going to be bad. I know I'm going to wake up being so sore, swollen. I just knew it was something kind of bad.
Were you thinking... How bad? Were you expecting to look down and see blood? Were you expecting to be able to use your leg that day? Did you think you might have to go to the hospital?
No, I know enough about like kind of sports injuries to know what the future looks like, and it's kind of one of two things. It's either different grades of tears, so it's like grade 1, 2, or 3. I knew I was looking at 2, maybe, and hopefully not 3, which is like 2. Grade 2 is like a 3-4 week no golf thing, whereas like a full tear could be like 3 to 6 months, maybe surgery, something like that.
Okay, so you already had this information in the back of your mind.
In the back of my mind, yeah.
So then, did you sleep before driving to Sarnia?
Yes, so I had a little bit of sleep, and then I had to drive to Sarnia from my friend's house, which is about a 4-hour drive, and that's when I really noticed it was getting out of the car after the 4-hour drive. I was like unable to almost.
And the pain was still localized in your groin?
No, it had gone down into my ankle because of all the swelling.
See, that's nuts.
So my leg just kind of started to swell up, and my whole leg's swollen. And the rest of my body is now starting to hurt from the water skiing as well. Like muscular
and golf
and
and
golf,
flight.
And flight.
So then, wait a minute. So what's happening? If you pop your groin, like mechanically for me, I don't understand what is happening in the rest of your leg to swell it up. It's just inflammation, like your body's going...
It's just like your body's been like, wherever the injury happened, it's been ripped or tore there.
Yeah.
And so like, I don't know, blood, muscle,
your
tissue,
immune system is like...
And you just swell up.
Rushing to that area.
Yeah.
And then you've got a swollen ankle from that.
My whole leg
fluid and stuff, probably.
Yeah, fluid.
Okay,
and then my knees started to swell up. And then it's all kind of just... And gravity does its course, right? It runs from the groin all the way down.
Okay.
The rest of your leg.
And did you notice any bruising yet?
No, the bruising I didn't notice until I got back to you.
Fine. And so this is when things, really kicked off for us as a family.
Yeah.
And, romantic partnership. So you come home. I know you're in pain. I didn't really understand the extent of the injury. I think when you first told me that you were your text to me was, I was in a water skiing accident, LOL. So, I mean, like, I didn't understand that you were actually hurt. And then I knew that you described the car being difficult. You showed me, I think, some photos. And yeah, at that time you weren't bruised, but it looked like you had a fat.
I don't think it clued into you how kind of serious it was until you saw the bruise come to light.
But the bruise was good news because that was when the healing started. I don't even think you were bruised till like a week or two after.
It was like a week after.
It's like a long injury.
Yeah.
So we've been photographing the bruise, fine. But also I'm at a very late stage of pregnancy where, full disclosure, we've not been having sex over the last few weeks because I needed to get to a place where we could fly to Ireland, more on that later. And I'm at a place where sex could initiate labor. And so I was like, we just haven't done it since you got back from Canada. So like I was not au fait with what was happening to your penis.
Oh, yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like if we'd been in a normal situation, your penis might have been relevant to me, but because
My penis was at this time irrelevant to you, is what you're saying.
well, yeah, like I had no access to it, so I didn't really know what you were going through.
Well, I didn't have access to it in a way as well, because I'll tell you what happened is it just like shrinkage, like when you're in a cold pool, permanently for like a week. And I was like, all right, what is going on here? Why is it like so small and like shrunking in on itself?
When did you first notice it?
I noticed it a little bit, but I thought like whatever, no big deal. But then as time started to wear on.
Did this happen straight away when you got the
notice
injury?
it. I didn't notice it. I just noticed it when I would like have a pee, and I was like, what? All right, maybe this is cold. And then like it's like been a week now. I'm like, what is going on here? Like, and then I had to Google it, so I Googled torn groin, small penis. Or shrunken penis.
Yeah.
And yeah, it does happen. So because the injury and the muscles, it just kind of shrunk into itself. And I had to tell you, I sent you the Google. And
Yeah, you sent me a screenshot of like, and isn't it funny that even at our age, you can learn something medically relevant about yourself? Apparently, if you tear your groin, everything like you described retracts, is swollen, is trying to heal. There's lots of fluid. I don't know what's happening, and these muscles now are ripped, and there's probably scar tissue there. And so it's pulled your dick in to be a micropenis.
Yeah, it's not pretty.
I mean,
I mean, it is what it is. You got a micropenis for a few days, maybe a week. But now I can say I'm starting to recover, and it's starting to come out of its shell and fall back into its regular place, which isn't that far down, but it's further than it was when it's inside of your like
in your like pelvic cavity or wherever it was.
Just like retreated.
First of all, I saw it at I think it was the peak of your worry. You did end up showing it to me.
Well, I showed you as it started to like get a little bit better, just let me say that.
So you kept it to yourself.
I kept it to myself, a little bit concerned because like you said, you weren't interested in getting it in.
Yeah, but I'm interested in like your mental health, and if you have a micropenis, then I need to initiate divorce proceedings.
Yeah,
quick.
This is why I didn't tell you. I didn't want to get absolutely strung out on the micropenis thing. I thought it would come back. It took a while.
What was going through mind? When you Googled it, did it say like it might not come back? It might come back.
It said you might need surgery, but again, if you Google something, it's not.
What would the surgery be?
What I was happy to see is that a groin tear can initiate the shrinkage, and it was kind of correlated, so it wasn't a separate thing happening. So I was happy because I knew, it's because of this that my penis is so tiny now. And it's not because of something else. So I knew once the groin gets a bit better, it'll hopefully...
Not because of the STI you picked up in Canada?
Yeah, shrunken penis STI, yeah, it could be that.
That is an STI
is
that's
it?
going around, yep.
Oh, shit.
Just so you know.
Damn.
It's on the rise.
That can't be true.
Yeah?
Oh, is it?
No.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, I'm feeling myself again. I mean, I still have a huge bruise. Yeah.
Yeah, the bruise is still not gone.
We did, a thing, and my groin still isn't great.
Well, now we can have
walk
sex
low.
again
Okay, so
because we've been to
but
Ireland.
We can't really because my groin's not really working, so we only have we're very limited.
I know, and I'm like fat as a
We
house.
always are limited. Now we're extra limited. So.
Well, okay, but at least you had a good run. Like micropenis, 42 with 4 kids, married to a woman who loves you. Like
I was thinking the same thing. Like, what do I even need a penis for anymore?
Great. Thanks.
But you're right. What use is it now?
It's plenty of use.
I'm joking.
But it's a better time to have this injury
Yeah.
than like at the peak of your sexual career.
Well, it's unfortunate too because you are pregnant, so I should be carrying a lot more stuff around the house, carrying the kids, doing a lot of things, nesting stuff that you can't carry things up and down, moving fridges around.
Oh, you moved
So
the
I was
fridge.
happy. I know I moved the fridge, so I was happy to still be able to do those things.
Yeah.
Yes, I can't golf right now, or I can't run, or fuck in different positions, but I can do a few things well still.
I don't know. I think you already just crossed off your top 3 things.
Okay. Well, I'm back.
And the garden looks great.
Yes, the garden looks great. Everyone's happy. It was a strange time, but I'm just really with this micropenis thing, I'm just more thankful for the things I have in life.
Oh, that's good.
So it was like, okay, well, yes, I have this micropenis, but I also have a lovely family, a nice garden.
And can I just say, because we're joking, we're having fun, but there will be listeners pretty much exclusively with micropenises to this podcast. And I just have to say, women really do not care that much. Yeah. Men place a lot more emphasis on each other's like cock size.
We don't really care that much either. I mean, I think it's kind of...
But I understand how you would care if the penis that you got used to all your life all of a sudden changed and got really small. Like, I can understand how that would be shocking, emasculating. It would throw up a lot of questions for you. It would be something to deal with.
Yeah, something you just keep to yourself and just hope it improves, which is what I did and which is what happened. So,
well, I don't know. I think the title of this podcast is going to be Bobby's Micropeen.
And the subsequent recovery.
No, let's just like a clickbait. What do you think? What would you feel comfortable with?
You could throw, like, micropenis is a good clickbait.
I think if I put the full word penis, it might be shadow banned.
Oh, okay.
Micropeen? Bobby's.
I think a lot of words you could use.
Because like Bobby's groin injury isn't going to get the views that Bobby's micropeen.
Microcock.
I can't put something on the internet with cock or penis.
Why? It's like a rooster or chicken, whatever they call over here.
Oh, that's true. Cockerel. But I will tell you this, my other podcast, Write Me Dirty, which is where two comedians write erotic fan fiction about each other and read it aloud with very awkward results. And it's so funny. I think that one struggles on socials because TikTok is a really clean place. You can't be throwing around something that looks on the outside like it's pornography or like pornographic literature, which it isn't. It's comedy, but social media does not like to promote Write Me Dirty. So if you have not yet listened to it, please listen to it and tell your friends because the algorithm.
Algo gods.
Yeah, don't like it.
Well, that's unfortunate.
And then we went to see the Steelers.
Yes, we did, which was a great way to spend a baby moon.
I had fun.
It was a good day. It was a great day, and we're very thankful. I'm very thankful because if you'd asked me, like, 10 years ago, if I'd be, like, on the sidelines of a Steelers game in Ireland, I would have said, you're crazy. So it's kind of like a little childhood dream come true for me.
I liked what the pilot said on the way over. So I got these tickets by reaching out to our good friend Rob Beckett, who had done, I think, a Super Bowl trip with the NFL.
I think it was a few years ago.
Yeah. NFL UK is just exploding. There are a lot more British people who are interested in American football for good reason. It's like a wholesome, which is why the reaction kind of shocked me afterwards, but more on that in a minute. It's just such like a wholesome family pastime. The tailgating's fun. The food is fun. Kids like
more
watching.
Family. Like, I've been to a couple like English football games, and some of these places I've been to, I couldn't take my son to what I'm seeing in the men's washrooms and like just pure filth at times.
People sucking each other off.
No, just like people peeing on the side of walls and doing like freaking drugs in the washroom.
What?
Drugs in the stands. You see it all.
You saw this when you went with Jeff?
It was crazy.
People doing drugs in the washroom at the
People
Carling
doing
Cup?
drugs in the stands.
What kind of drugs?
The white powder.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
No wonder they act like that.
Anyways, point being, the NFL is, again, more wholesome. I think there are probably games where it is, not like the one Cup game I went to with Jeff Norcott, but nevertheless, it's a different experience. It's more of like a relaxed vibe, more food oriented, and just, more family fun, I think. So it's, something nice to see.
Yeah, it's so much fun. And I love that the UK is embracing it. Bobby and I were guests on Big Game Night on Channel 5 that you can watch every time football's on or every Sunday. Football's on more than Sunday, isn't it?
It's on Thursday nights.
Yeah.
And Sunday and then Monday nights. There's one game on Thursdays and Mondays.
Great.
Usually.
So I bravely reach out and I say, please can we come then to the football? And we've already got our flights. But if there is a spare like influencer ticket for us, we would love to go. And he was so nice. He was like, not only can you come, but cancel your flights. We're chartering a plane and we're going with the NFL. You'll have hospitality. You'll have like these amazing seats. So it really was such a cool experience. And the pilot on the way there I mean, there was an amazing young lady DJing, and they had loads of drinks for everyone and
keeping
snacks.
the vibes up.
Great vibes. And the pilot said, we are taking off and on our way to history or something. And he said, this is the first ever NFL game played in Ireland, and it's really special. And I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, it is. And it wasn't just any NFL game. It was the Steelers.
Right.
What do the Steelers mean to you?
The Steelers mean everything to me.
I know.
It's been my favorite sports team that I've had since, like I said, since I was 7 years old or something like that. So it's a team I followed closely and invested a lot of energy into over the years. They've been successful, but lately not so much. Still always successful though in the success rate. No, still always successful in that they, are probably going to make me die earlier.
Yeah, they put on a show.
They put on a show that's like just absolutely heart pumping. They make it close. They're up by like so much. Every game's going to be close and it's going to tear you to pieces. But to go to the Steelers in Ireland, I haven't been to a game in a long, long time. It was just a real.
Tell me about the last time you went to a game with who? The water ski driver.
The water ski driver and I went a long time ago, and we got our tickets and went to Pittsburgh, 5-hour drive. But the day before, we realized, well, we don't have a hotel. We should probably book one. No hotels available. So we just said, all right, we'll drive down the night before and, do a little pub crawl in Pittsburgh's south side.
Jesus.
Which is nice, actually. Lots of nice little pubs. And so we did a little pub crawl, and then it's like 2 or 3 a.m. and we're like, all right, time to turn in for the night. Where are we parked?
Oh my God.
And so we slept in the car until 7 a.m. And then we went to a hotel to try and get cleaned up for the game. And we just, it's pretty greasy, but we just kind of walked down the hallways waiting for someone to leave. And we saw someone leave, and we kind of just snuck into the room and showered up and cleaned up and got out of there. And on our way to the game.
You're a criminal.
Is that criminal? Yeah, I think.
I don't know if it's like a federal
It was bad.
offense.
We were 24, 25. I don't even know what we were. It was.
And had they properly checked out when you
they had their suitcases walking out, so they could have come back and forgot something. But
they weren't just going down for breakfast.
No. We came at into the hotel at a time when we thought we could get away with it. Anyways, yeah.
So this was totally different.
This is a totally different experience, yeah.
We were on the sidelines, and we saw
Bill Murray on the sidelines.
Yep.
Jason Kelsey was there. Taylor Swift's
brother-in-law,
well, soon to be brother-in-law. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it was really, really, really cool. But I was stressed. I just can't. I don't know if sports are for me, because not only do you guys get micropenis injuries from sports, it's very risky. That is a worry, but also I do think I have control issues. I don't want to control anyone else, but I do want to be autonomous, in control of what happens to me.
You get so stressed watching sports.
And it stresses me out.
Even sports documentaries, you're just like, I can't do this. I'm like, they're going to win. And you're like, well, I can't watch.
Yeah, I don't like the time when something's going to happen and there are so many people who want it to go one way and so many people who want it to go another way, and people are emotionally invested. It really matters in our household if the Steelers win or lose.
Yeah, everyone seems to be a lot happier when the Steelers win.
Yeah, everyone. And I hate that I have absolutely no control over the outcome. I just have to wait and watch. That feeling is a stress for me. Yeah. And I don't really understand why people like it. I suppose it's the same way that they like to eat jalapenos or ride a roller coaster.
Or go cliff diving.
Ugh.
It's just a little adrenaline thing. I don't know. It's just exciting. And I hate it too. I don't like it to be that way, but it is unfortunately that way. And this game turned out to be that way when it looked like it was just going to be a nice, easy win. Steelers started to crumble, and then it came down to the wire, as it always does. And
they crumbled
terribly.
Massively crumbled. What was the score when it was good?
It was 24-6 with 10 minutes left.
Oh my God.
And then all of a sudden, it's 24-21, and Minnesota has the ball, and they have a chance to tie the game to overtime, which seemed like an impossibility. Anyways, the Steelers hung on, thank God.
But barely. It was an
exciting finish. At the end of the day, it was kind of better it went that way. At least it was for that 1 hour where it was stressful.
There were a lot of neutral fans there who just wanted to check out the NFL. That would have been an incredible game for them because it was full of drama. But if you were a diehard Steelers fan and you were just up 24-6, and then you just watched it almost be lost, and then we had these They were playing opposite the Minnesota Vikings, and there were these boys from Minnesota who were like a real foreshadowing to what Rory McIlroy would experience at the Ryder Cup.
It was just like that.
They were just like, they had handlebar mustaches, and they were like, fuck you. They just were like giving the field the finger.
Yeah, they were just like swearing at the field.
It was so weird.
Like no one could hear them except for like the poor like people around them that are trying to just watch the game, and they're like yelling and swearing. They're maybe like 5 rows up from us. I'm just like, I felt so bad for the people beside them that are just trying to watch the game, and they're just like swearing and fucking yelling, and it was.
And then Bobby started to antagonize them.
Well, just a little bit,
which was not needed.
No, but it's because I felt bad for those people beside them. I was like, shut up, like. You guys are like down 24-6. The game's over. Yeah,
but maybe your chirping gave the karmatic twist that Minnesota needed to nearly beat us.
Anyways,
and ruin my week.
They shuffled off in like secrecy, and no one heard from them again. So that's good.
Just Americans are terrible ambassadors for themselves abroad. And they go to Ireland. Like, Ireland's their favorite place to go because they're like, I'm Irish. And I know I sound like that myself sometimes, but there are maybe 10% of American tourists who are lovely and kind, and then 90%. And the Irish just tolerate it because they're like, we like them coming here. We like their money. But, like, they are assholes. And these guys were just such assholes.
On the flip side, the Irish people that like every person we ran into was so lovely. I will say that it was really nice. So I hopefully.
And the weather was nice.
The weather was nice, which is great. But I just hope, Ireland, Dublin, the NFL, and everyone kind of appreciated, the respect that was given.
So. So we met the mayor.
And
who was amazing. And then we got a photo with the mayor, and we did some interviews for Big Game Night that I suppose will be out on Sunday.
No, it would have been out.
Oh, it was live?
Would have been live.
Oh, yeah, of course it would have.
Spliced it in or something. Yeah.
Oh, yes. And I started to get DMs from people who were like, Ireland doesn't want the NFL here because we stand with Palestine. And I was like, huh? Like, I did not understand how that was related at all. And then they said, of course there was this terrible English-Irish massacre at that location, and they're very much anti-colonialism, and I understand all those things about Ireland. And I also can appreciate that for them, the NFL is an extension of Americana, and they don't support what the government's doing right now. But it feels, like, did you get a groin injury from that reach? Because I don't think it was a political event.
No, it wasn't. And I understand these people and the history of it all. But, it seemed like a nice, wholesome, like bringing two worlds together for one day to celebrate something.
I don't think that if you go to the football game that you are like participating in a genocide. Do you know what I mean? Or like signing off on anything. Like governments, even our British government especially. Maybe not the Irish government. The Irish government is pretty squeaky clean. Although they've had their own inner problems. So like, look. We enjoyed the football game. We did not understand that we were participating in something political. We were like, oh, it's a great place. Ireland is a great place for NFL. I didn't know that would piss people off. Sorry.
Yeah.
We had a great time.
It was great.
And then we left at 7 p.m. They were so lovely, the NFL. They were like, you're going to have to walk to the coach. We don't want you to do that pregnant, so we've booked you an Uber. And I was like, you have no idea how much I suffer in my everyday life physically. I can walk to the coach. And then we were, I didn't even know a private plane could be delayed or diverted. And this was not the fault of the NFL. Obviously, it was an act of God.
Yeah, there was like fog, I think, was the reason. But we had to wait for the plane to take off for like an hour and a half, maybe. And then we had to circle around where we were trying to land before maybe the fog would clear. Anyways, it didn't clear, so then we had to land at a different airport where our car was not.
And we got
home like 3 hours later than expected, but
a great day.
Great day.
The only victim was the babysitter.
And the Vikings.
Okay, I'll take a little break and I'll find it interesting. Some quick items now, Bobby. Did you know that Tylenol causes autism?
I found out or read or heard or listened to something about that, yes.
Well, it's bad news for any pregnant women who get a headache but still have shit to do and thought they could take paracetamol without causing irreparable neurological effects to their unborn child. These women are monsters, and that is according to the Trump-Kennedy administration. During a Monday press conference last week, President Donald Trump, accompanied by his Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who you like.
Yeah. I like him in a way.
Announced that their administration has found the root of all autism, and it's Tylenol. Said Trump. So, can you do a Trump impression? I can't. I wish I could.
I don't know. I don't think I can, I guess is the answer.
Taking Tylenol? No, I can't at all. How does he talk? He doesn't even
He doesn't talk like an old Jewish lady.
I do. Like if I slip into any American accent. Taking Tylenol.
Taking Tylenol is no good. It's the worst.
No, that's
There
good.
has to be something better, and this guy told me so let's do it.
That's it.
That's all right.
He said, for this reason, they are, and he meant the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, strongly recommending that women limit Tylenol use in pregnancy unless medically necessary. For instance, in cases of extremely high fever, which, by the way, is like definitely dangerous to your unborn child.
Obviously.
If you feel that you can't tough it out, you can't do it, I guess there's that. It's a small number of cases, I think.
Is that the actual quote?
Yeah. What do you mean is that you think Donald Trump wouldn't have said, if you feel you can't tough it out, you can't do it?
You're starting to slip into Jewish lady territory. Yeah, I don't know what to say about this. It makes sense that there may be a correlation. I mean, but what the hell is going on here?
I think
'Cause,
neuro.
Go ahead.
Look, knowing now what we know about neurodiversity, and that's still not very much, I think it's so funny how hereditary it seems and how people are being diagnosed now, not because, there's no Mormon autism. You think there's no Mormon? Have you met a Mormon person? No, there's no Amish autism. Go speak to an Amish person. There's no autism in some places it's not diagnosed, but now we're diagnosing it so much. And then there are parents of either ADHD or Asperger's or autistic, whatever spectrum name you want to give it. Parents who are like, no, everything's fine with you. It's like, yeah, mom, that's because you're autistic. And I think you see it in families. I don't know. I think it's probably like any genetic thing where you might have a gene, you might not. That doesn't necessarily mean the gene is switched on. Maybe there are environmental factors that are more likely to switch on or off, like an active gene that you might have.
It could be many different things. We just don't have the full answers. My thought, like some of the whatever chemicals and foods that we're like eating, like it could be many different things. And yes, it is kind of more diagnosed because people see it and they like kind of diagnose themselves now. Even it's like, I've got this.
We're at a place it's probably overdiagnosed.
It's like cool to be like a bit autistic now. So it's who the hell knows? But this Trump guy is an absolute wild card. Yeah, he's an absolute wild card. So like, no one like respects or listens to him anyways. But is it possible? I'm sure it is.
But also, like, what's the play here? Like, what's the point of having this press conference?
The point is he's trying to make is like, I've got this guy that I brought on board, and he has found this, and it makes Trump potentially look like he's like working hard for the people. I guess I don't know.
Tylenol is like a huge, powerful company. Presumably, aren't they pissed?
Maybe they kind of reneged on some deals with him and now he's getting back to them. Who knows? But
well, here's what the pithy science says. In a recent Harvard Mount Sinai analysis of 46 previous studies that identified, quote, an association between acetaminophen exposure during pregnancy and increased incidence of autism and other neurodevelopmental disorders, no causal link was found. If prenatal Tylenol has any association, which it may not, it would help account for only a fraction of cases. Further, research has not deeply examined Tylenol risks in young children, and many rigorous studies refute a link between vaccines and autism. It's worth noting that the intended audience for this apparent stream of conscious quackery, the so left, they're now far right, Make America Healthy Again, or the MAHA movement, was pissed, as they were counting on a full-throated declaration that the root cause of autism were vaccines, not proven, or more specifically, pesticides, TBD. Also worth noting that the Johnson family of Johnson & Johnson, makers of Tylenol, there you go, they were enormous donors to Trump's last presidential campaign. So money not well spent.
Looks like money well spent.
I mean, I don't think so.
That's what. Okay, listen. Who knows? I don't know what. I don't want to get involved in the vaccine chats because, like, what causes this? Certain things will cause things.
Well, they don't know.
Then nobody knows, but like that's the end of the line. Is like nobody really knows. So,
I will say that I get heat sometimes for making up my own rules, specifically in pregnancy. I think there are certain medications that have been proven because, like, correlation is not causation. So you can look at things and go, oh, this, but it'll be anecdotal evidence or it won't hold up. But there are some medications that are proven to be, I think the word is tetragenic, or it's something like that, which means it like will, harm a fetus. Like I showed you those Accutane baby
and
photos.
like the cat litter stuff.
Yes, kitty litter, which you're not supposed to go close to because of toxoplasma or something. And I clean Violet's kitty litter every other day of my pregnancy because what choice do I have? Anyway, I think having a glass of wine is fine. I think sushi in the UK is frozen. I eat sushi. I eat raw steak when I feel like it. And I take melatonin some nights, which is not even a drug. Your body naturally makes it. I have to take aspirin. I take medications for lupus. And if I have like a very bad headache, which is not often, some women get like horrible migraines in pregnancy, fever. Yeah. Then I have probably taken like 3 Tylenols in this entire pregnancy.
Oh my God.
However, I do agree that regardless of like pregnancy or autistic causal link or whatever these guys are talking about, I do think that people probably over-medicate.
Absolutely.
And no one, pregnant or not, should really take Tylenol just for the sake of their liver.
Just look at the drug companies as a whole. Like, how do you trust these guys to like be doing the right thing for you? Like, they never have ever.
No.
So, like, yes, they will make a product that works sometimes and whatever. It's great, but they've made a lot of hell of mistakes and like lawsuits and like things. It's just crazy. It's all crazy.
I love autistic people. I would take Tylenol if I thought it would give me an autistic child.
Would. I know you would.
Wait till he grows up. Take him in the casino. Perfect.
Rain Man.
I think people in my family are somewhere on a spectrum.
Well, you say that now because it's like a hot thing to like
no, look at my family. Have you met my family?
You start to say that you've got ADHD. It's like, okay.
I am neurodiverse.
No, you're not. You're not.
Yes, I am. Even having a high IQ is neurodiverse. You
don't even know if you have a high IQ.
Yes, I do.
How do you know?
Because you can just feel it by talking to me.
That's why
usually,
that's why you diagnose yourself. You're like, well, I'm some type of genius.
I am some type of genius.
You are a genius. I'm not disputing that, but like you're now.
You literally just disputed that.
I didn't dispute that you're a genius. Doesn't mean you have a high IQ.
I probably do.
You maybe do.
I don't even need to take the test. That's how smart I am. People, look, you know how we talk about wizards and muggles?
Did you fart?
No!
Okay, sorry. We get started.
Why did you say that?
I thought I smelled something, but what were you saying about wizards and muggles?
Probably you know how we talk about wizards and muggles?
Yeah.
And there are some people in life who are just muggles. And then some people are a bit wizardy.
Yes.
I think the wizardy people are whatever you want to call it. There's some layer of neurodiverse. And the muggles are neurotypical. And that's why we don't like them.
But I think I'm not autistic.
I think you're not either.
Right. So I'm a muggle.
A little
bit.
bit.
Fine. But that's like, I'm not going to pretend that I'm like, I've got these like special like Elon Musk qualities. I'm just going to be me. You try and be something else.
Okay. How much more do you want to hear about this?
I think we should move on.
Well, I'll just say this. There's enormous cost when encouraging pregnant women to avoid Tylenol, the only safe painkiller to use during pregnancy for pain and fever. These symptoms affect women's health, functioning, and well-being, while untreated fever could actually pose risk to the baby. Research is ongoing, but it appears that maternal fever does have negative effects on the baby's brain development. So there you go.
Okay.
They're trying to politicize and weaponize women's bodies. There's lots of talk about abortion over there, and now they're saying if you are pregnant, you can't even take pain relief.
Wow.
It just feels mean.
Yeah, I don't know what to say.
Do you want to talk about Noel Fitzpatrick trying to ruin his own life?
Who's that?
Super vet.
Super vet. I don't know this one.
Yeah, we sat with him at a concert.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Remember when I had the wisdom tooth injury?
Yeah. I do remember now. Yeah.
And he's a handsome guy. He's beloved. He's on television. He saves animals' lives. People really love Noel Fitzpatrick. And I've done different work with him before, like on radio shows. And he's been on Emily's podcast. Like, I think he's a great guy.
Yeah.
But for some reason, he came out in an interview last week at age 57 and said he didn't have kids because he had never been emotionally ready. But now he's thinking he might, quote, settle down with a woman in her 30s and have babies. And people don't like this.
Why?
Because he would be twice the woman's age, and it
Yeah,
is
I get
this
it.
Peter Pan syndrome.
Maybe keep it to yourself. Like, you don't have to come out and, like, I get it. Why
Maybe he's
people are pissed.
autistic. That's what he needs to do.
He should, exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Just claim that, because I get, you don't want to come out and say, here's my plan. I'm going to knock up someone younger because whatever. Yeah, it does sound a bit tacky, but you just keep that to yourself and try it. If it works, then you've done it. That's fine. You don't have to come out and publicly, like, say you're some hero for, like, doing that. So yeah, I can see that.
Some people are applauding him because they're like, well, if he wasn't emotionally ready to be a father, then I'm glad he wasn't. And then other people are like, what is it about men that they can have this Peter Pan syndrome forever and ever? And by the time they reach 60, they're like, no, I will have children. And then they like pluck some 30-year-old off the internet. And I think, I don't know this for a fact, but, you know, I have some ideas that he does have options in that area. Not trying to start nothing, but I think that women probably like Noel Fitzpatrick. I think young women, he probably could get one. But what I love about it is that she would ruin his life. Like, can you imagine, even at our age, spending time, you know how many TikToks he would have to participate in? She would be scrolling on her phone and spending his money on Pilates. And like, yeah, she might have one of his babies and just wait for him to die and like cash in on that sweet, sweet super vet cash.
Yeah, there's a lot of misery involved as well. It's not all what he thinks it might be.
Yeah, I think, what does he think women age in dog years? And like kids live longer than ferrets. Like, I do think it is a bit selfish. And you think that too.
I do. I think it's a bit selfish because at that age, I couldn't do it because like, what, you're going to live another maybe 20 years? How old is he, 57?
He might live a really long time because...
Yeah, but still, he's not going to be able to like play football with his son or, you know, dance.
Well, if he doesn't go water skiing with Will.
Well, listen, he should. Then he won't be able to get him pregnant because he'll have a micro penis.
You can get people pregnant with a micro penis. Just look at Violet. Slam.
Ouch.
Out of the blue. Listen, here's what I have to say about it. Okay. Quoth Professor Fitzpatrick. This is like a quote.
Quoth.
Okay. I'm 57. This is the direct quote. I would love to meet somebody between 30 and 40 and have a kid or a couple of kids. It sounds very acquisitional to me.
Yeah, that's what
I love kids. I loved doing my book for kids. I think I'd be a good daddy because I've got good morals. I was never properly emotionally ready until recently.
All right.
So, yes, it's Helen Coffey who wrote this. I loved her piece. She translated the silent scream we all let out at this sentiment in a piece for The Independent, calling it the irrefutable proof that modern dating and relationships are broken beyond repair. She said, it's emblematic of what my female peers and I have been experiencing on the ground for years. The grim reality is this: men's Peter Pan tendencies, well documented and admittedly nothing new, seem to be extending later and later. First came the putting off responsibilities that often accompany growing up, such as marriage and parenthood from 20s to 30s, then from 30s to 40s. Now it seems to have shunted up a whole generation. I'm just waiting for the day a man says he'll finally have the, quote, headspace to start a family when his pension kicks in. She notes a steady rise in the number of men entering middle age on dating apps, attesting that they want children, quote, someday, but not yet, and that they are, quote, still thinking about it. But these men do not want to be rushed under any circumstances. And they have, or so they presume, the luxury of infinite time in which to take the plunge and step into that next big, daunting life phase. Whereas women must be proactive, practical, and intentional if we want to have children, and have to make that choice within a set time frame and take steps to turn it into a reality. She also gives us a little Carrie Bradshaw when she couldn't help but wonder, is this what it's come to? Is the only hope to pursue a relationship with a man old enough to be my father in the hope that he might actually be ready to be a father? And how equal a parenting partner could a person 2 decades my senior really be when it comes to running around after a toddler? That is a fair point. It's not fair.
Yeah.
So you want to have a couple of kids, continue to work.
You don't want to play with your kids. Well, you would, but it's not the same.
It does put a lot on this unnamed 30 to 40-year-old woman.
Well, this person could say no.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. He's pretty famous. She might see the landscape out there and be like, yeah, the best thing that I can do is this. And she might, I don't think either of them will probably take into account that the workload will fall on her. And then where does that leave her? They both entered into a relationship, presumably because they love each other and they want to have a baby. And then she's like, oh, hang on. My husband's old as shit and I've got these toddlers. And now I'm going to have to explain to them, I don't know.
He shouldn't have said that. He should have
just done it.
Done it and not said it, because now it looks really strange.
It looks so bad.
What was he going to do? Instead of just doing. You know what I mean? It's very simple.
On the subject of autism, as men get older, the likelihood that babies conceived will have neuropsychiatric disorders or neurodevelopmental disorders, including autism. That goes up. Men think their sperms.
If he made sure she didn't take any Tylenol?
Yeah, it would. He probably has good pet drugs to prescribe.
Some
Metacam.
Ivermectin, the horse dewormer.
Yeah, so go for it, Noel. Look, I usually like this guy, but this was dumb to say.
It's dumb to say. I'll just leave it at that. And it's dumb to do as well, but to say it is even worse.
It is rumored that he inspired the classic Britney Spears song Toxic. As songwriter and flame-haired British treasure Kathy Dennis wrote the song the same year she broke up with supervet Noel Fitzpatrick.
Holy hell.
I know.
That's a lot.
Good for him. He's in the news.
Well done.
I hope he finds what he's looking for. Bobby, thank you for being a guest today. I'm telling everybody everything.
No problem.
You're a great guest.
Yeah, a little bit of an overshare, but, the world is crazy. And I'm just happy to be back in a good spot mentally and physically, in a way. Thank you for supporting me in something you didn't even know about. I was kind of almost fixed.
Yeah, why don't you just tell me about your medical issues before you start Googling micropenis?
Yeah, I was glad when I Googled that it didn't give the reason to line up. Anyways.
Weren't you saying today that you still might need surgery on the groin?
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. It's still, obviously, I can't do any active stuff. I can't golf, I can't run. But I could probably do some bicep curls.
Yeah, work out the top half of your body. Have a sauna. Why don't you go down to Cockfosters and go in the hyperbaric oxygen chamber for recovery?
That's not a bad idea.
That is a great idea by me. And I owe it all to What's My Age Again, about biohacking and cellular inflammation and age. And that podcast is available wherever you get your podcasts. The Real Housewives of Real Housewives of London reunion comes out at some point, but I don't know when. My guess would be 5 weeks. Keep watching Real Housewives of London though, because it is a good show.
It is spicy. I even like it.
It's great.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bobby. Please look after each other. See you soon.